the professional.
The industry, sorry, Mr. Professional.
You know, I had
IMDb over here.
Joe was kind of dumbfounded.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Claire about that, and I was like, "Oh, have you ever Googled
Did Claire on the cast? Oh, or just in general?
I talked to Claire, like,
No,
as a
but you
human
had her on
being,
the
like
podcast.
No.
Oh.
I think Claire would be great as. Yeah, I mean, you know,
She's not a man.
Huh?
She's not a man.
I didn't limit to just. I didn't limit it just to men, but I mean, I think men's stories have a the way that they perspective and the way they perceive things. It sheds light, and also like during this podcast, I'm over here just pondering as well because I learned as much as I learned about the other person. I learn more about myself.
Yeah,
and it's a good sense. I'm not saying it's a sense of therapy, but it's definitely revealing.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how much you have entwined with a person, or you know how much you relate, and it's like wow. But yeah, I was talking to Claire in the Genius Bar room, and then we were like Googling each other, and then I was like, oh my. So like, Google, like Gemini, like told me that like he was like, oh, was a participant in this movie Karma and all these movies that I've been a part of, and then and then told me my Instagram and all that, and then Joe comes up to me, he's like, you have IMDb? And he's like, I was like, yeah. She like looked it up, and I was like, oh my God. And so I knew stuff like that, and it was just like, yeah, people forget that I had 2 careers before I joined. So, but it is one of those things where I, yeah, it's not. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like there are certain talking points about yourself that you need to like tell people, or you come off as like I'm whatever kind of guy?
I think I'm more of a whatever.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I feel like you have so much strengths and you have so much experiences that
it's my horoscope, dude.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
But, when people
not
ever, I guess, the older you get, I guess.
Yeah.
When people are always talking about stuff like that,
Yeah.
you can't help but be curious and notice like the
patterns,
the correlations.
Huh. Yeah.
But correlation doesn't mean causation. So it could just be the way that I was raised or the way that I was brought up in an environment, whatever, to just kind of make me more mellow out. Because, I mean, I'll talk to somebody and I'll talk about whatever it is we're talking about, and I'll bring in my insights and I'll drop a little bit of lore, and then they'll be like, oh, I didn't know that,
Well, I think first of all, thank you for being on the podcast. Yeah. I've always felt that, you add a lot of, value into conversations, and, when you talk, people listen. Mm-hmm. Now, either that's a good thing or a bad thing sometimes. but it's I think that, you have a voice, you have a personality. I think that you have some grit. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but, yeah, there's something about you that, and maybe it's the dark humor that we both share. Maybe it's the humor, it's the camaraderie of just going through bullshit together. But I think that, yeah, in a sense, we've just had a bond when we first met. And how long have I known you? 3 years? 2 years?
I've been at Stone's 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's about to be 3 years in the city.
Yeah, that's fucking depressing, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I love the city. I love the city. I love SF.
Oh, okay.
I love the Niners.
Read that wrong. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, what city?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually about to win a bet in September. When I moved up here, one of my buddies was like, I'm going to bet you that you're going to get bipped like 3 times in the years that you're here. And I'm like, let's shake on it.
Nice.
I haven't gotten bipped once, thankfully.
Wow. That's not wood. That's plastic.
Shit.
Wow.
Oh,
there you go. That's real wood.
That's wood.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to hear. And then, not too personal, but do you like park the car on the street or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, street parking.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't really go downtown, which is where you get bipped. Don't really go to the tourist areas, which is where you get bipped. I mean, I've learned.
You're not putting luggages in your car?
No. I mean, I got tinted windows, which is thankful.
Yeah.
Got that Niner sticker, so it like blends in more.
Right.
I got that like the first day I got here.
Faithful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You're incognito, as they say. That's pretty cool. But yeah, man, it's for just the camaraderie, and that's why I appreciate you being on the podcast. And I think what you shared before we were offline was, what's the basis of it? Who do you have on? It's a lot of males, and just kind of walking through their steps of I don't want to say therapy, but their trauma and experiences. And again, I'm not here to nitpick on your life, but I just sometimes I just don't know people. Like I feel like I should know, and I should be doing better just to check up on people, And if you know me, if we had more time, especially unfortunately where we work at, we get interrupted a million times when we're having a good conversation. So, but yeah, you're from LA, and you started your journey at the fruit stand over there, and then you came over here and
started here actually. Started in Berkeley.
You started in Berkeley. Oh yeah. And then
Cal.
yeah, but the basis of it was that what made us connect was your background in film, right? Your back. So what does film look like, or what does film mean to you?
It's art, storytelling. Yeah. I've always enjoyed, the storytelling aspect of it, being able to bring people along for a journey that you put your passion into.
Yeah.
I think it's different than like writing, because it's like, obviously there's a lot of writing in film production.
Oh yeah.
Obviously you need to be a writer to be a director, but I think the more visual side of things is a lot more easy to grasp than reading, because reading is hard. Some people can't read. Some people don't have the opportunity to learn how to read.
Yeah, and when it's paper, right, people take it in different attitudes, tones, moods and stuff like that. Yeah.
But that's just what's brought me into the film industry, is the storytelling side of things. I've more recently wanted to get into video games, because I think that the video game platform is also just another way of immersing somebody in a story you're trying to tell. But that's just like an extra beast you have to tackle. Video game development, the video game industry. If the film industry is bad, like the video game industry is a lot worse.
Well, I want to say worse. I think it's just more hurdles, right? There's just more obstacles.
That's worse.
What do you mean?
Or there's no unions.
Okay. Start. Yeah. All right. Shout out to EA. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I hear you.
There's no unions to start. Shout out to Rockstar too. They fired some folks for
Ubisoft. Yeah. But it's an avenue you wouldn't approach because it's harder, or it's more of a shit show, or if it's more.
It's an avenue I want to approach, and I want to learn, and now I actually want to tackle. Yeah.
So, but what are the obstacles?
Knowledge. I
Yeah.
went to school for film. I studied film. I can, if I wanted to, pick up a camera tomorrow and start working on it. Pick up a camera right now. Use my iPhone. But I can't open up my laptop and make a video game. There's just another frontier.
I think that you're the first step in this whole gaming part of it, right? Wouldn't you create the script, or you would have to have visuals with that? Is that what it is?
Have you played a video game?
I have played a video game. What is the first step of making a video game? Would it be the animation and the action, or wouldn't it be the story? I would think that you would be the first part of that.
I think a good game would have a good premise, like a good gameplay loop, like a good game design. I think game design is the first step. Is designing a cool concept, and then obviously if you had a story, you can build your story around it. But excuse me, because gaming is so diverse, you can really tell a story in multiple different ways. Like I'm started Beyond Two Souls. It's a game with Willem Dafoe and Elliot Page. Before she transitioned. I forget her name.
Their name.
Sorry.
Shout out. Shout out.
Anyway, but that's like a narrative game.
And
so it's just like walking around, interact. Like there's not much interaction. There's not much like quick time events. There's not much action. It's more of like walk over here, talk to this person, walk over there, talk to this person.
What is it, visually inclined? Like it makes you immersive, or?
Yeah, because you're basically like playing through a movie, if that makes sense.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
but then you have stuff like Uncharted or like God of War, where it's like a lot more immersive and you're like controlling your character. But then in between action events, you're telling a story, or like through the actions of the game, you're telling a story, like The Last of Us. If you play through The Last of Us.
Well, I was gonna say like The Walking Dead. Like, it's a prime example. Like you have amount of stories that branch off into stories, etc. And then you make a video game out of that. So I guess my basis was, if you could write a good story, you could create a video game out of it.
100%.
So what would stop you from writing a good story? So that was my question. Yeah. When's the last time you wrote a story? That's another quick question.
It's been a minute. But I was just telling Mark the same thing. When's the last time he wrote a story? And Mark was like, I haven't done it since college. Like
we should
for school.
I'm about to get that. I'm about to get two people that I think will be great for this podcast. But I'm gonna get, I think you, me, and maybe even DJ, because DJ, I did not know that DJ had interest in being an actor or being on reality TV shows. So that is something I want to explore. But I mean, on a sense of who's got the equipment and a writer and who can make stuff happen. I mean, we put something together. We can do a short. We can do a scene. Yeah. We can do a scene. We can get lights, return them. We have cameras, lenses. We have brains. And then if you write a scene, and then you have DJ in a table, right? And you write a scene. We can maybe get like a dolly. We can do some push-ins. We can do multiple angle shots. We could do like a shoulder to shoulder, over to shoulder, and it's gonna be.
It sounds like you have an idea for something,
dude. I mean, I've been, I think that this year, 2026, I've really thought about documenting my life more, getting back into documenting in journalism as well. I want to. Well, one, I want to like understand this, right? Just my whole mental health journey, but also too, just making stuff that's meaningful. Like I want to start building up my reel again. I want to. People always ask me over the years that I've been at Apple, why not? Why don't you go back? And I just like, that part's over. But then it's just like, that is just the sorry. No, I mean, just an excuse that I say, just because I've been so hurt. I know, and I feel I grasp onto that pain that I felt like during COVID, how I got fucked over in my internship to New York and COVID and wow, it's just sad. But like.
No, I mean, the film industry as a whole is pretty toxic like that. It's not nothing on your end. It's just...
It's cutthroat.
That's how it is, yeah. And that's what I'm saying, that the video game industry is equally as cutthroat or like equally as toxic. And so... But thankfully, both of those mediums have a subculture where they allow for the, independent artists to do their thing. So, yeah, we could definitely do that. Yeah. I could definitely pick up coding and learn how to make a video game this year.
How involved do you want to be in the process? Like, a lot of the times when you're in production, when you're doing the pre-production and you're doing the production hell, a lot of writers kind of give the script, and then once it gets selected, I don't want to say they're hands off, but then, the director picks it up and then they start not modifying, but they start making it their own. And so what if it's something you wrote and then you gave it to the game industry, how involved would you want to be in, I guess?
I'd want to be pretty involved.
Pretty involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so like making the game, having opinions on the game. Oh, okay.
Even if it was to be like a movie or a scene or a show, I feel like if I wanted to tell a story, I'd want to be involved to make sure that the story gets told the way that I intended it to be. Because so many times you hear about these productions where like, oh, they brought in X amount of writers, or they rewrote X amount of things and they reshot X amount of things, and like the main narrative isn't what originally was pitched, and it just became like completely something else. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the writer writes an NDA and says like, hey, like I can't really talk about what the original manuscript was. But yeah, man, it's it's interesting because I mean, I guess another thing that we talk about on the podcast a lot too is just like, what does self development look like? So are you like, man, I mean, I guess for me it's like, am I taking steps to document? Am I taking steps to journal? Write and reflect. Am I taking steps to? And I'm still going to therapy, and it's just this ongoing journey that I didn't need the new year to start. I already started, so why would I? Why would I? So, are you taking any steps to kind of learn more or better? I mean, because we're both full time. It's just like, how much time do we really have? I guess.
No, that's tough.
Yeah,
I started game design on Coursera.
Nice.
And then the final project of like the first module was like create a pitch deck. And I was like, okay, I don't have something to present. Like I understand the fundamentals. I understand where we're going. And I didn't really get that far yet because I know that I want to do this, but I don't have an idea quite yet. Like I have some ideas. I have some like, like one of the talking points in that first module was like, make sure the first game you make is something simple, because you don't want to get burnt out or like overwhelmed.
Yeah, you want to overthink the first game. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can make like a racer, Yeah. And it's like, okay, but what do I do? What do I say? How do I produce it, and so like the game design course was talking through a bunch of that, but I haven't fleshed out that idea myself yet.
Right.
And I think, I don't know if we mentioned it in the previous episode of the other podcast, but you're your own worst enemy. You're your hardest critic. Or I think that must have been an offline conversation, because I mentioned to you that I had something else cooking, but I didn't know how to finish it. And you were like, that's just the cyclical cycle of being a creative. You're just always going to be critiquing yourself.
Yeah.
So
a lot of projects that I've put in the bin for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's well, that sucks, man, because I know that. Well, one thing is I know that you have potential. That's the first thing, and I think that when you can identify that, but then we don't have either the time, the money, the patience, or the resources. I mean, then we put ourselves in a place where, damn, I can't because, and that's where I kind of stand. Is like, with the not to say a million things, but the things that are happening in my life, that are things that are going to happen in the future. I still need to make time, right? Versus find time, and that's the cliche, right? Make time, find time, make time for whatever. But but it's important, and I think that comes with obviously with clear communication and what you want. And now, do you use any tools to enhance your idea making? I mean, we do
talk about AI.
I mean, we do live in that space. Do you?
No, fuck that.
You don't dabble?
Fuck that. You shouldn't either. As a creative,
I don't. Look how simple I made this whole thing. Yeah. Because this is ABC. Like I know ABC, and I think that when I started to overcomplicate it in previous aspires, then it became something else, and then you forget what you're really truly talking about, right? And I was just wondering if you're dabble into that space. You don't use any resources.
I don't believe in it. I mean, I can see how it could be beneficial, and I can see why the shareholders think that it's like this game-changing tool. I think as a creative, as a person whose job potentially might one day be replaced, it's like we should probably be more aware of it. Yeah. But also, like, it's huge privacy concerns and huge implications for like what this data is used for and how this data exists to begin with. And that's something that when it first came out, people were very like vocal about. Yeah. But now people are like, look, my dog is a fucking banana, and like I can make you an anime picture.
So, like, no, I get that. But how about like your concerns were like, or your hurdles were, I need to get started. I don't know where to go, and it's like. I don't obviously that on you. I'm not using anything to write down this conversation, but just to get started. I mean, I don't know if that would jumpstart.
But I'm confused on your question then.
Yeah, so you're saying like, oh yeah, for the class I didn't have how to, where to, how like X, Y, and Z, whatever you said, right? That was like your
the why I stopped taking the game design class was because
you stopped. Oh
yeah, I stopped.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Why I stopped was because I had to present an idea, and basically go through the motions as if I was pitching this idea to a developer or a publisher. Right. So I would have to. The project was create a slideshow with the pitch deck explaining like what your game is, how it works, timelines and all that stuff. Yeah. And that I stopped because that was like. I don't know, maybe being vulnerable, more of a reality side of things, where it was like, oh shit, like this is real. Let me actually make something. So let me take the time to think about it first and see if I can present something. But ultimately, I didn't because I got in my own way.
Got it. And I thought you said I didn't know how to. What it was about. No, that's what the course is for. Oh yeah, that's what I was like.
I was taking the course to learn.
I was like, okay, well, I mean, you could just. I don't know, Google it, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I was okay. That makes more sense. Okay, I thought you needed like a little brainstorm kind of thing. Okay,
no.
And that's important. That's important because if you can't, I don't want to say get your juices flowing, but if you can't even jumpstart your own car, then maybe you shouldn't drive a car. Maybe you shouldn't be in that place. But it's it's important for us to find that motivation, and it sucks. But now does that. With your resilience, like are you wanting to give that another shot? Or
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think, and this must have been another excuse. Given this is a mental health podcast. I sold my laptop because the laptop I had wasn't powerful enough to run Unity. Unity, I think, needed a minimum of a M2 with 16 gigs of RAM.
Okay.
And so I had a M2 MacBook Air with 16 gigs of RAM, but
Just because
it just wasn't. It was minimum requirements, and I know that was not going to be a good experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to run something with minimum requirements? It's
it's not a good time.
Not a good time.
Team Fortress on a Mac.
Yeah. So I was gonna buy one of the newer MacBook Pros. I sold my laptop, did a couple trade-ins, have like a decent amount built up.
Yeah.
But I just haven't because I don't know reasons, but also the new one might come out. It's always the fear.
I will tell you that for this podcast, I got rid of my iMac.
Oh yeah,
M4, and I got the M4 Pro, and because I was thinking about, well, one, I want to be portable. Two, I need something a little bit powerful. Just because I find myself not working with a lot of people anymore. Just because I now know who I am as a human being. But it's true, like I've been a part of multiple groups and multiple productions, and I find myself, I know we've talked about this before, I've always wanted my hand in things, and I want to make sure that there's a standard, and that's another regimental military kind of mindset that I have, which also I have to get over as well too, because this doesn't work I can't do everything by myself, and we all know that. So but I find myself doing a lot more stuff by myself, and I need the power, and it's just a better flow, just a MacBook. I never had iMac. I think the iMac was cool, but it served its purpose for the time. Yeah. And now we're in a different spot. So I'm glad that you're taking steps, right? So that's one thing. It's just baby steps to where we want to be at. I'm hopeful and optimistic about 2026 and what that looks like. But now, what is film wise? Are you wanting to shoot anything? Maybe I can, bounce my ideas off of, or what is something that you want to capture, or maybe see or shoot?
Well, vulnerably, given this is a mental health podcast.
People know. That's yeah.
I mentioned to you there was this idea in my head for a minute, because I feel like the cultural temperature is still kind of up there, right? And I think a lot of it boiled over with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of a point where just all this hatred, we attacked fucking Venezuela. No one's talking about that. Sorry to take this podcast.
No.
No one's talking about it. No one's
I was going to. Yes, I was going to, and I was going to see opinions, thoughts, and how that kind of trickles down into our day-to-day life, because political and regional things that happen, do you feel it affects you? And that was another, it could be heavy on the heart, and et cetera. So
but there's a lot of, so with that, there's clearly a lot of tensions and a lot of feelings and emotions, and sometimes that leads people to do bad things,
of course,
assassinate Charlie Kirk.
Of course,
we can objectively say that was a bad thing, whether or not he deserved it, or whether or not he kind of fell into it. That's just that's for your own sake.
Falling into murder.
I mean, just the kind of rhetoric you're presenting, the kind of environment.
I'm not here to. I'm just
it's not. I guess falling into murder is a little weird.
No.
But it's
and of course, we can always agree to disagree. It's not a problem. But I for me, it's I think killing people are bad.
Yeah, I think that's objectively. A lot of people think that's bad.
That's a baseline.
That's a baseline. Right? I mean, that's in the Bible. Thou shalt not kill. People are pretty okay with that. Whenever someone dies, everyone's like, okay, that was kind of there's a line there.
The line crossed.
Yeah. So I wanted to tackle that. I wanted to present a story about someone getting to that line, and why someone would get to that line, and why someone would feel inclined to get to that line.
You're tapping into a lot of mental health too.
Yeah,
and a lot of motive and a lot of background. What does this protagonist look like in your head?
Kyle Rittenhouse. Generic white man with a gun.
Justifiable in his own right. In his own terms.
Like someone who wholeheartedly.
That guy does not look good.
No,
that guy does not look good.
I haven't seen him since he cried on the stand.
He is. Rough. Anyways,
just someone who's a generic American who
Ooh,
goes through
that looks
this
a little-
radicalization
Yeah.
that will ultimately lead them to do something.
Mm.
But ultimately, I didn't know what the message was.
Yeah.
And I think if I were to tackle something like this,
Mm.
there would need to be a message, like pretty clear.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, the message to me, and again, we're just spitballing, but the message is, unfortunately, if you've been on Reddit recently, a lot of Europeans just destroy Americans on those threads because, just for everyone knows, we understand that our American system is fucked, and we understand that we're headed towards a place where we literally went against a tyranny, and yet we don't do anything, and we do have the First and Second Amendment, and we don't exercise that right. And anyways, so the protagonist looks like an everyday American. Now that looks different nowadays, bro, because just because of this melting pot that we're in. When you think about an antagonist, what does that antagonist look like? Now, is it like man versus man, or is it man versus society, man versus, what is the theme? What is the man versus, like, I need to kill this guy, I don't like my environment, I need to chop it off the block, or
it would be if I can draw a picture, like to the point of like the kettle boiling over, and I keep saying that idea because that's truly how I think we're at.
A lot of Americans will be at.
We're just like not quite 100 C where we're boiling water. We're like maybe 95, 98.
Yeah.
Sometimes go up there and like something happens and we'll like kind of simmer back down, but then we attack Venezuela and now we're all the way back up here.
Yeah, January 3rd is crazy, bro. Yeah.
So I mean, even January 6th, bringing up January, right? Like there was
tough January, man. Tough January, bro. Yeah.
There was
before Black History Month is crazy too, dude. Just saying, bro. We'll see. Yeah.
There's a tension. There's a tension here, and I don't think that's a statement that isn't. It's not a crazy statement to say.
No.
And so it would be more of like a, why are we in this position to begin with? A lot of the treatment that I was writing was more of like, this guy has paraphernalia in his home that's like traditional American, not to dog your flag.
No. I'm just a patriot, bro. That's it. Yeah.
Flags, Bibles, crosses. Not
put away
MAGA.
my Bibles in the back. Yeah.
Not necessarily MAGA, but just like in that atmosphere.
Like one step before.
Yes.
Like he's about to cross over.
Yeah. And so what does it take to cross that step? And what do you do?
And maybe he doesn't cross a step.
Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, maybe the reason. Yeah, he doesn't do an allegiance because then he would be a part of a party. I think so. What is so now you're building up this character? What does the antagonist look like? Like now, does this person in a small town is he affected by the antagonist?
This person is a victim of the environment that he's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so school or can't get a job because of the housing or like the job market, or he doesn't have money because he wanted to transition. I don't know, something. Yeah. So what does that look like? What is
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the themes, right? Those are the themes you have to walk through, and
that's what I'm saying.
We have to build on what the antagonist looks like, and yeah. So not to give up too many apples, but what is the so?
I mean, it sounds like you got something cooking here. We can bounce back and forth.
But this is the whole part of it, right? Like
this is great.
Yeah, you've had this conversation with me, and then I told you. Well, I mean, I think I was having my first baby, and I think when you told me, you're like, "Hey, I got something cooking," I was like, "I have another thing cooking right now, so I can't make a feature film right now." So, but it's stuff like that where when I was in the film industry, when I was in the camera department. There is a lot of insight, and there's a lot of directors would come to the cinematographer, would come up to, well, this shot makes sense. Well, how do we push in? How do we tell the story without no dialogue? And if the crew can't get aboard this the ship, then how are you going to sell this to the masses, or how are you going to tell the story? So you really have to get people on board, and I think that's what I learned is that, like, does everyone know what we're doing today? Does this all make sense? And if not, we should talk about it. in a timely fashion, basically. But yeah, and then when you talk about, so going back to it, where it is, it's big city, small town, small town. Yeah. Yeah. And then when we with the first scene, we open the scene, it's already happened. Like, it's already happened. Leading up to it, the action.
Again, I'm going off of traditional American here. The first scene that I had in my head was this guy pulling up in his truck in front of his house, closing the door, turning off the radio, like walking in, and you get little bits and pieces of the kind of guy this person is. So, big truck, American flag out front, small town house.
Right.
You know, opens the door. There's Bible verses on the wall, crosses, veteran family. Yeah. You know, just like there's a lot of.
He had something to be proud of.
American, exactly. Traditional American values, believing in this American dream, believing in the promise that was this country or is this country. Yeah. And just how betrayed he feels.
Yeah. And we stay there, right? We stay there because, in a sense, you know, you got medals on the wall and you have pictures of family members and, you know,
folded flag,
and you're like, wow. And I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
Now, what are the actions, right? Like, what are the actions? So he belongs to a community. He's doing this by himself. What is that? What is?
It's again a product of the environment.
Maybe he lost everything already. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So then
this is all things that I would like to explore.
Yeah.
You know, and in like that subtle background details or, you know, the indirect storytelling of just like who this person is, because at the same time, you're supposed to put yourself in his shoes and not necessarily project onto him, but also like, you know, feel represented in a way and feel like it just takes one step, you know.
Well, like you take, sorry to cut you off, I'm sorry, but you take away the American flag, you take away the big truck, you replace that with a brown guy who may have lost everything because of health expenses.
But then that's a different story.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But then like, right. You're right.
That's a different story.
But also that comes back.
Like, what if he was a black guy?
But that also comes back with the kettle being, you know, almost full, right? It's just like you want to stay in that realm of. Well, I mean, I guess if the story you're telling is like a white guy,
because I mean, if we think about another tragedy, right? When the
ice raids or something like that.
Not the ice raids. When I was talking about was the I think it wasn't Secret Service. When the guy from the Middle East came over, killed a couple people? Yeah.
Nahu?
No. It was, what was it? Anyway, we were out there in the Middle East and we recruited child soldiers to basically like go against whatever regime was there at the time. We granted them citizenship. They came over because of the politics. We got rid of protections for veterans, and so he was directly affected. So he killed a couple of people in the military. I forget.
This wasn't an interpreter, was he?
I don't think so.
I feel like I know what you're talking about with story, but would this happen in last year?
This happened last year.
Yeah, that happened last year. Yeah,
last year in like.
I could have sworn he was an interpreter, and that's why he was going to get. Okay, but anyway,
but the point is, this guy did everything right.
Yeah,
and this guy got here, did everything right, was a patriot, served our country, by all intents and purposes is as American as you and me. But because he was brown, they ran with the fact that he's illegal, he's a terrorist, he came in, did these horrible things, and then just completely stopped all immigration from that country now. Like, those people who in that country can no longer immigrate to the U.S. Wow. And so, to your point, if I were to make him a brown person, they would say, oh, he was a Hispanic, he came in, he did something wrong. If it was a black guy, I'd be like, oh my God, this guy, underprivileged community, blah, blah, blah. And so like the narrative would be different if it was a different skin tone, unfortunately. And
true.
Even if I say that it is a white guy, like people aren't going to take it the same way, but I feel like he would be more widely accepted if it was a white guy.
Right. I hear you. I think, and again, this is the part where I become devil's advocate because it makes the idea of, and we don't do this a lot. We don't do this enough. I think that in our generation or the next generation, we don't challenge each other to push the envelope or think more, right? Because I don't know about you, but I don't.
Could be Asian.
Could be Asian. I mean, there is so much that when you think about the theme of the kettle being overfilled, or what was the term you said?
Boiling over.
Boiling over, like that can apply to a lot of people. Now that opening scene of no dialogue, and you kind of go through this moody scenario where you have imagery to kind of push the story forward. Yeah. And you want to be relatable, but in this scenario, in the story, you want it to be a white person, which, yeah, I could see that. Now, yeah, man, I think that it's and you're trying to, the message, and just to kind of wrap this up, but the message would be this is an everyday thing. This is something that we deal with as Americans. This is our reality.
The message would, I guess, be similar to the intention behind this podcast. Is just to check in on your homies, because we're all just one step away.
Yeah.
Like, you mentioned slightly about like somebody getting a medical injury, and now they're just like on the ropes.
Yeah.
Because that's all it takes.
It's all
it takes one car crash, and we're all like completely changed.
Yep.
So I don't think we should be in a space where it takes one step to fall off the cliff,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and not to be funny, but yeah, I just learned a lot about Andrew Yang.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, someone
Gang?
Yeah, someone on the podcast shouted him out, but yeah, I didn't know that he did a lot of anyways, but the stuff like that, right? It's the housing, it's the job, it's the weight of the social economic, and then you get money to release it, and then you have a better opportunity to understand what our policies and rules that we're going through. So, but yeah, thank you for kind of sharing what that your thought process is on the film side of things, and it's an ongoing conversation. I think that you do a test. I'm not saying Mark and I could do it, but we also do have 2 cameras.
Yeah.
You write a scene, maybe the opening scene, maybe the scene where he's being interrogated. I mean, you give us four walls, a table, and then a person that read your script, and we can bring out emotion out of that guy. And I think that could be powerful too. Especially, and just teaming up, right? Just collaboration. And this is the whole point of it, right? You got to get more. Now, that could be a good thing and a bad thing, but all in all, you're the director, so more heads, more cooks in the kitchen,
But I appreciate the collaboration.
Yeah.
Again, this is kind of what I was hoping to get when I was mentioning it to you on the floor.
Dude.
But we were so, it was just so, yeah.
If we can grab a coffee. Look, first of all, if I live closer, first.
Yeah.
Second of all, we could just get our stuff aligned.
Yeah.
Right? Like other 9-to-5s where they're just like, let's all take a break at the same time and then go back to work.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty solid. I think that's what I hope as well. For one day, just to have some sort of standard or some sort of freedom in our workplace. So,
I mean, I have the treatment done. I have the treatment done. I know, again, the basic idea of how this story was going to go. At least just this scene, maybe this short story, like nothing longer than maybe 10, 15 minutes of actual screen time, maybe less.
It could be scenes. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to drag.
So I know, again, where the majority of this thing goes, but it's that self-criticism in me. It's like, well, to your point, would the message be different if he was a Hispanic guy or a black guy or an Asian guy? It's like, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100% it would be a different message. And people would interpret it a different way. And I think that's tough to make something and not criticize it.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, with this podcast, I had a guest that just kind of, what does the editing process look like? What did I say this right? Did I say? And I was just like, I think now that you shed some light on your own podcast, before was that we shoot it, we don't edit it, we just kind of put it out there and we kind of let it stick where it sticks. And I kind of stopped self-critiquing because I think it was just bad for bad for my mental health. Took up a lot of time. And I just kind of, and my whole life has been on the internet, so it's like I have nothing to be afraid of, and I'm not scared of what to say. I've never apologized for who I am, and I'm not going to start now. And I've always been this kind of guy to just leave it all on the floor, and I'm very blunt, so it's just like whenever I have these kind of moments where I'm just like saying whatever I need to say. Yeah, it's not edited. It's not covering up some sort of. Now I will have to go back on a couple episodes to shout out to Ben, jackass. But anyways, yeah, it has to be the rawest form of it. Now, damn.
Well, so there's a difference between journalism, which is what this is. You're documenting it, and storytelling, because there is something that you're putting in yourself to put out to the world, which will inevitably lead to you, right?
I think I could take bits and pieces of it, because when I think about documentary, I'm not. This is actually great way to bring this up. The whole part of like the podcast and stuff is a visual diary for not for myself. Actually, it's for my viewer. So in journalism, right, you're supposed to capture time, right? You're observing, and you're supposed to expand time. And so a lot of that, whenever these come out, you're going to see me talk to my guests and actually take a moment in time, which is mostly school or home, or film or whatever, and then I just expand it, right? So that what we just did was a 30-minute conversation about what film looks like to you, how do you feel about film, the thought process, etc. And that in itself should provoke emotion, thought, and but it was, and now of course we riff where you add information, I add information, just to create more context. But that's how I've perceived journalism, and it's always worked on my side of but documentary, that means I take my camera and I capture the moment of my daughter and because my next project, which I would love to hear your insight, is just capturing. It's not the story about a father of one, now a father of two, right? And what does that look like providing, and what is the struggles that I go through? And so that's where I want to document my life, and I want to tell a story. So that means I'm going to be more on the mic, more dialogue, more visual. But that's more documentary. This is more visual. And but yeah, I hope that, does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Kind of. I mean, I don't know if you're teasing a second project or anything.
A little bit. You know, I got a little bit. Yeah. So I didn't want to drop all that information, but
no, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's if you feel like you need to document to really kind of give that perspective to future viewers, like if you're gonna do like a Good Luck Charlie type thing,
right?
You know,
yeah. I mean, I think that obviously I'm one of one. I can't, I'm not replicating. Now, of course, I take inspiration to others, and I'll always, give credit where credit's due.
I think a lot of parents, or a lot of modern parents, I would think, do that same thing. Like, there's a difference between, like, our parents bringing out the camcorder and recording something versus what you're trying to do, which is like more guerrilla, like this is it, right?
Well, I want obviously, first of all, the question is always what separates me from others, because that's really the main thing. Now, this one, first of all, this podcast, this is what makes me say it's me in front of the camera. I think that's what it is, because every time I see mental health or that journey, or you're always pushing this 13-day course kind of thing, like the self-help, and that's why
supplements.
I can't I can't relate to that, and I can't, and the people that I watch also, I don't. The only people that and this is going to be crazy to say, but the only person I see up there on the YouTube charts that I really like is going to be, and I know it's going to be controversial, it's just Theo Von. Yeah, Theo Von, because
it was on when I came in.
Yeah, well, no, best of, yeah. But it's not the comedy part of it. It's the he's interviewing like truck drivers and state policemen and cafeteria ladies. Like, those are the people that I want. I'm not saying that I'm gonna go to a cafeteria lady. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, like, there is something beautiful. We just had a little technical difficulties. I did not charge the batteries from the last week's podcast, so
amateur,
silly. First time, actually. This is actually my first time.
Wow!
Doing podcast,
how many episodes?
So you're the first one.
I'm the
dude.
first
Yeah,
one.
you're the first
wow.
one. Yeah. You're the first one to do the podcast, but I did not charge it from last week, so oopsies. So yeah, you how is the day to day nowadays, man. Whenever I see you, I love the energy that you put out into the world. So just trying to figure out what's going on with you. I mean, that's another thing, right? It's checking up on your homies. I think that's important. Yeah. Do you? Oh yeah, I know. I remember what we were talking about. By the way.
Yeah.
I remember what we were talking about.
What were we talking about?
Fuck, dude.
You don't.
Oh no. Do you feel the weight of the world on you now? Like the other society? Like, does it trickle down to you? Like stuff that's happening? Because we're talking about Venezuela. We're talking about Venezuela.
I've mentioned it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I would love to talk about it.
I was talking to Kevin actually about Venezuela. It's really funny because he was off for the New Year. And I came in yesterday and he was like, "Hey, Happy New Year!" And I'm like, "Guess how we started it? Like attacking Venezuela."
Yeah.
3 hours. 3 hours.
It took 3 hours.
It took 3 hours.
Yeah.
To bomb a country.
Yeah.
Destroy their capital. Capture their president. Extradite him. 3 hours.
Yeah. Then being withheld up in New York to the American justice system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but besides that, on a not a grand. So you talk about the grand scale. Talk about all the mishaps of the world, and then how does it feel on your shoulder, your heart, on an everyday basis? Do you feel like it affects you, or?
I feel like useless because we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is just
I'm not okay with that, by the way.
Not okay. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not okay with attacking Venezuela either.
Okay,
cool. It was only a matter of time.
Okay.
Mexico's next. We're
Really?
taking their lithium. Yeah, 100%. 100%. If they don't want to, if they don't collaborate with us, they're gonna blame the narcs again and go in there. But I think the narcs aren't gonna the narcos. Sorry, not narcs. They're gonna go. They're not gonna take it lying down because it's like a whole
What's their
organized thing.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's their livelihood.
Yeah.
You're not gonna just let people. Well, now I mean, help the country run again. We've definitely done that before. So. Yeah. Zinger.
But it's going to be a resource war eventually. I mean, that's why we took the oil. Yeah. That's why we are defending Taiwan, because we want to produce chips over there. Mm-hmm. Lithium from Mexico. We're going to do... What else are we going to do?
Water. Christmas trees in Canada.
Water eventually.
Water eventually. Yeah. Christmas trees in
Greenland.
Canada, dude.
Canada?
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's it's important. It's important. Mm-hmm. Have you watched the movie Greenland?
No, there's a second one though.
I just watched it yesterday. First of all, I love Gerald Butler. He's as much as he just gets the shit.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's a.
Oh, I thought it was it looked to me like a conservative movie, like Sound of Freedom. Yeah.
But not really. But I mean,
the trailer gave it that.
Right. Premise: end of the world. Mm-hmm. What does it look like on that scale? Emotions, thoughts, obstacles. Also,
is Greenland safe?
So the Green.
Is that why it's called Greenland?
Yeah. Spoiler. Yeah. So Greenland is going to be where the America had put nuclear fallout shelters if something were to happen. We get hit with a meteorite called Clark that is going to be taking over, like just destroy the world globally. And then we take the protagonist and his family, already starting off with a problem that they have. And then within that problem, they have to navigate their own problem with the bigger problem of the environment. And so
it's like the movie 2012.
Actually, so I was watching with my mother-in-law, and she was like, "Yeah, this is 2012," and I was like, "This is
this is 2012.
Yeah, tsunamis and cold and all that stuff." So,
earthquakes and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. And so we have a lot of people that come to peace with the end of the world. So it is a very beautiful film, and then they just came back to back yearly with the second one. So looking out for that, But yeah, what is feeling of the world on you? Like, we can't do anything about it. How do we combat that? What does that look like?
I don't know. Truly, I'm just a kind of. Yeah. I mean, I feel like
you keyboard warrior. Or
no. I think slacktivism is bad. I think social media is bad.
Yeah.
There's just not much that you can do.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's the elites and the ones running the world. Not to get
Yeah.
all conspiracy theory
Yeah.
on you, but it's just like, what can you do? You know,
Yeah.
I think on my drive home from work,
Mm.
there's a fuck ICE graffiti, and it makes me chuckle because graffiti in liberal or liberal facing graffiti in liberal cities is really funny to me because you're not going to change someone's mind. You're going to
Because
get
the
more
mind is right.
supporters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's for-
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
fuck ICE. It's like, yes, we can all agree on that.
You're right,
Like you're just defacing property because everyone here has the same opinion as you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you were to be more vocal in like a more divided side of town, then great. I think if we were actually able to control our actions and or our government's actions, and if you had a more tactile influence on like what things happened or changed, we could maybe do something about it. But me going on Reddit and being like, we should not attack Venezuela, that's not going to change anything. Me posting my Instagram to be the Venezuelan flag isn't going to change anything.
Yeah,
you know?
or put blacked out on your
Yeah,
Instagram feed.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's interesting because yeah, what do we do, right? And you know, I've said this before on the podcast. I don't care until it's in front of my doorstep. You know, I've had conversations with, you know, my wife saying, well, yeah, we should have an emergency kit. And we do, right? Because I don't know if you know this, but there's a million fucking earthquakes happening on this side of the bridge as well, too. So,
no, it is.
Yeah, and it's yeah, when push comes to shove, right? What does that look like? And look, I stay on the realm of things will balance itself out again. I'm hopeful that it'll balance itself out. As much as hope and fun I hope to have in 2026, I also know that there's going to be a lot of heartbreak as well too, just like every other year. Dude, what the fuck were we talking about before the thing got cut off? Oh, dude, I remember now, dude. Because you talk about Venezuela, you talk about your film, and I was saying that I've always, and you talked about movies. I was going to say that I always wanted to, during the fires, I think I brought this up to you. During the fires, I wanted to have you jump into the truck. You would write.
You're going to put me in a truck?
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke you back. I would put you in the truck. You and I would drive to LA during the fires. I would take my camera. I'd take my other camera. Yeah, and we would just document the fires, the roaring fires, and you would have not a story to tell, but you would capture the moments. You would document it. You would write it, and I think that would have been more of a cohesive. That was my energy. I was just like, well, this guy wants to tell stories, and all I want to do is document. So I was like, why don't we just hop in a truck?
We should have done.
Go to this crazy thing, and you know, just you know, I could have interviewed people. You could have talked to people. We could have, and then that could have been a coffee and a croissant.
A Channel 5 type thing, huh?
Well. Look, if Andrew Callahan would just reply to my text messages, bro, I would just.
You have his number? That's crazy.
No. I mean, when he was outreaching, because he's doing the whole like Channel 5, and he has like different. Like, yeah. So he has, and then he has Mexico, and I was saying like, I was like, well, I have a camera, and I want to get back to something where I just want to be a part of, like being embedded into something, and I have no problem putting myself in those ways, but. Yeah, I mean, he just never DMs back, dude. It makes me sad, and I think that I'm like, hey, I'm just a Filipino kid out of the Bay Area. Would love to help you out. Would love to help. Not even looking for an income part of it or capital, but just like I want to help out.
Yeah.
But I think that his style, and I think and also he's a busy guy. He's like, the projects don't stop, and I don't know. He's all gas, no brakes, no pun intended. But yeah, that was actually what I was gonna bring up before the stupid recorder. Not stupid, but the recorder shit on us. So, now what were we talking about before that?
I don't know.
The weight of the world, right? So what do we do?
I'm glad you found your thought, but you lost mine.
Yeah. So
I was gonna mention just to be goofy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the billboard in LA that resets for smoking deaths?
I saw that on social media.
Yeah.
And then immediately right when it reset, someone died from it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Do you believe those things, or?
I think it's more of a stat thing. I don't think it's a live counter. That'd be kind of crazy if it wasn't.
That
would
be that would be.
Yeah,
cool,
I think it's just a timer. You know, it's like when they were saying like, 30 people a day die of COVID or some shit back in the day. It's like, I don't think that's how that works.
Right.
I don't think specifically 30 people that day died. I think out of the hundreds of thousands of people. It was hundreds of thousands, right? It was a lot of people. Out of the thousands of people who died, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
I will, and again, I'm not trying to be funny and the whole thing about COVID too is that when COVID hit, I stayed in my bubble, and then 2 years after I joined the fruit stand, I did not, and of course I got COVID. I got COVID, and I was affected by it, and did you have any personal relations with people that lost during COVID, like lost their lives during COVID? I don't know.
My great grunkle. It was my grandma's brother. So my grunkle. Yeah. He died of COVID.
There we go.
Yeah, it was tragic though because he retired in Mexico like a couple of years before that. Minor lore bit. Becky G, the artist, is my cousin in that same family tree.
Oh wow!
It's my grandma's brother's daughter's, whatever. It's
yeah.
Anyway, so we would used to go to their house in LA. They're from Inglewood, and so even after my dad died, we would still go over every once in a while. And then one day they were like, "Yeah, it's time." He was like 80 something. We're gonna just like peace out, go back to the farm in Mexico. They had this big property. Yeah. And then COVID happened, and they're like, okay, it's cool. Like we're in our farm.
Yeah, like
we're
distance.
Like we're gonna be fine. But he went to the grocery store. Got COVID at the grocery store and ended up dying. Yeah.
And like it's such the early part of it, or the like.
It was near they were vaccinated.
Wow.
Vaccinated, yeah.
Fuck.
No, they live in Mexico, sure, but all of their family here is relatively successful. They have their houses, their families, their careers.
Yeah.
I mean, Becky G.
Yeah.
So like they were living in Mexico the life of luxury because they had their family giving them American dollars, which is
which would convert of it. Yeah.
So they had things. They were good. But they just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
But he was also like 80 something. He was pretty old.
Right, and I think that's another thing where it's not for my doorstep. So it's just like when the COVID stuff hit, and there's a lot of he say, she say. I mean, I got vaccinated, of course, but it's like I never really knew anyone that got truly affected by it, and I think that's why I've always been okay. Not speculate, obviously, but it's just like I'd never really not lack of empathy, but. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think that's an important conversation to have because what is it going to take for you to acknowledge that this is a real, true, people are being affected by it, And I think that my question was like, when you feel the weight of the social presence that we're in, like, do you feel that on a day to day? And I know that you feel some sort of like, well, I can't do anything. What does it take for someone to... like we've had this Luigi Mangione guy.
Oh, yeah.
We've had this.
He did nothing wrong.
We did this guy who killed Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
We have. It's just like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take to step up? What does that look like? If you think, not for you, but just for somebody to uproar, because Anonymous right now is. They're retired. they're retired. They kind of got off the keyboard. And they're like, I got to start a family, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I think there is. I don't know. There's too much divide. There's too much hate. Going back to the pot boiling over.
Yeah.
There's not enough, and that itself is a result of the people in charge, making us feel like we're against each other when it's really like versus them.
Like, well, they did their job. Like,
who did their job?
Like if their job was to put us against each other, they did their job.
No, 100%. Yeah. That's always been the thing.
Yeah.
There's this guy on YouTube. I think you'd like his channel. Yeah. He basically does like quick little summaries of like historical events.
Is it like Cappy Army?
I forget what his name. I really do forget what his name is. I'm not even subscribed, but they show up on my feed.
You bastard. Yeah.
But he did one about Occupy Wall Street. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And that fizzled over and died because there was no...
Yeah.
There was no... The goal.
Well, Occupy in general.
Occupy the movement in general. Back in 2010. Yes. It was just like so... mismanaged, right? Like there was an opportunity there to do something because apparently the Occupy movement was influenced from the Arab Spring that happened over in the Middle East. Do you know about that?
I do not know about that.
The Arab Spring was also, I think, around 20 or 08 through 010, I think.
Okay.
Basically, and I'm paraphrasing the video and I'm paraphrasing history.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like an idiot.
No.
But apparently, post World War II, a lot of the world went through like a decolonization effort. And so a lot of English and European settlements or commonwealths ended up becoming liberated. And so a lot of the Middle East ended up falling into authoritarian regimes. And so places like Yemen, Libya, Egypt, were oppressed.
Yeah.
Right. And they still are oppressed. There's still a lot going on over there.
Yes.
And so basically there was this one guy who started a revolution in his country, ended up dying for it. And that country ended up somewhat revolting and changing government and doing its thing. And that kind of trickled out into the rest of the Middle East. A lot of other countries tried and failed. And so it was at the birth of the internet, again, 2010, Facebook, MySpace, people were communicating around the world. People were being seen and heard in ways that hadn't before. And so that gave that one revolution enough fuel to successfully overthrow the government and turn it to a different sort of lifestyle for people there. Unfortunately, that didn't happen to the rest of the Middle East. A lot of other countries are still in pretty rough shape. Yeah. Egypt, Syria, Libya, Iran. But because of the internet, that sort of populist like fanaticism, that energy kind of ended up over here. So we created the Occupy movement because of the wealth disparity, because of the recession.
Right.
But
it doesn't it? Yeah.
But we didn't do anything.
Capitalize on it. Yeah, and I think that speaks. First of all, that's volume, because what I was thinking about occupying was during Vietnam. Just like occupying buildings, making sure, like during the like university standoffish against the military government, National Guard, etc. Yeah, that's. And right, it goes back to the basis of the question is like, what is it going to take? And do you feel like someone has to die as a martyr to...
At this point, I don't think so. Because we are so trapped in our short form content, in our Uber Eats, in our Lyfts, in our small commodities, because that was something else that
our X's, our Truth Socials.
Yeah. Like I saw some other podcaster talk about it too, where he was like, we cannot fight against the bourgeois if we are being chauffeured around.
Well, I mean,
we don't have, if we have these commodities, we're just going to continue to stay complacent because we get our Marvel slop, we get our TikToks, we get our food delivered. We're living the life of luxury because somebody's doing something for us in this gig economy. Yeah. But we're ultimately just punching down to someone else, right? Like that's the reason why service workers don't like realize that they're more important than they are is because they're in themselves are finding their own service workers in their Uber Eats and their Postmates in these gig style works. Because I might be in the service industry, but at least I'm not a gig worker. But then those gig workers eventually will find something where it's like, well, I'm a gig worker, but at least I'm not X, Wow.
I did not know that's how the hierarchy kind of trickled down. I mean, that's great insight. I did not even think about that, because you and I both work in service, but it's like never even thought. I thought, well, it's all important, but it's there's levels to it. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, good. No, because you're punching down, and it's just like I didn't even think about punching down. It's like, no, it's all important, but it's like, and they don't have time to find the gig worker because they're also doing the gig work. Yeah, it's so interesting. Now, I was going to say that, we did have an opportunity. Well, not we, but there was an opportunity in Indonesia, and there's like Southeast Asia where they were revolting against, and in the Philippines where they're going against, billionaires or, people in government because of the injustice of their landscape and or the injustice of wealth. And so there was a lot of revolting. There's a woman that got burned or killed in that mansion that they lit on fire, and there's a lot of people that just kind of uproar, but
they don't have Uber.
And
they don't have Uber. They can't have a taste of that luxury.
Got it.
So they're gonna take what they
Yeah, and the billionaires know what Uber is, and because so they kept it for themselves, and they didn't even. So there wasn't.
They have their servants, they have their workers, they have this life of luxury. Yeah, you see that life of luxury, you want that life of luxury. You're not gonna. You would take that luxury from that person if you didn't have an alternative, and your alternative is ordering an Uber to take you to work, because in that 20-minute commute that it is to go to work, I am the CEO because I'm being driven around. You know?
Well, it's so funny about that. It's just like I've always been, and maybe we've talked about this too. It's just like I've always been in a stance of like I want the revolution, not the revolution to happen, right? Like but I want to be in the realm of like, or the presence of what that would look like. You know, like what does that board meeting look like, or not board meeting, but like what does that round table look like? What is that underground? Hey, this is when we strike tactics. Not violence, but definitely want to be there.
The fantasy of it.
The fantasy of what that's going to look like to make a change. Yeah. And I think that, maybe, obviously you and I can relate. It's just like...
You a big Star Wars guy?
I watched it. Yeah. Not a big fan, but I understand
You should watch... did you watch Rogue One?
Rogue One, yes.
Did you watch Andor?
No.
You should watch Andor.
Andor is the show?
Yeah, the show. 2 seasons. Okay. Really short.
Really short. Okay.
But it shows the grassroots of the rebellion before it becomes this big, grandiose thing that the first movie was. Yeah.
That is important. Yeah. And
so I wonder if that would give you a taste of what you were trying to see, because it's not as pretty as you think. At least they make it look not as pretty as you think.
Well, when you think about the not the American Revolution, but the I guess the American Revolution. Yeah. I mean, like that was just secret meetings, communication, but I mean, there's our government or, whomever we are trying to go against, has so much hands in our technology and the way that we think. It's hard and influence, right? So what does that look like?
You didn't charge your iPad either, buddy.
God damn it, dude. But here we are, right? Here we are thinking about what the weight of the world looks like, wanting to be a part of the change. And so are you at least optimistic about 2026? Like, do you have any big thoughts or, admirations that look like, or that look good in 2026?
2026 is just another year for me, TBH. I don't think anything of it. I think if things continue to escalate, I at least have a backdoor exit. My mom's a Mexican citizen. I could just peace out, wait for it. Okay. We have property down there. If it got really bad,
lithium batteries over there. I just want to make sure
if it got really bad, if it genuinely got really bad, I have an exit, thankfully. Yeah. And not a lot of people do, but I think because of the reality of the surveillance state that we live in, the technology that makes us complacent, just everything that currently makes up modern society it's keeping us where we're at. And we're just going to continue to do that. And I don't think we have the capacity to do anything of it. If we wanted to revolt, if that's what you want to say, stand up, we would get flattened immediately. It took 3 hours to capture Venezuela. Yeah. How fast can they squash any sort of grassroots sort of event?
Newsom better start shutting his mouth, dude. No.
Speaking of grassroots, did you ever watch One Battle After Another?
One Battle After Another with
Leonardo
DiCaprio. Yeah. I've seen it on HBO Max.
You should watch it. You should watch it. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Might have to put that on after this.
Phenomenal. Yeah, dude. It's good. It's great.
But yeah, man, I think it's interesting, man. You always bring a certain element to this, like even just talking to me in general, but even with this podcast, it's like a lot of times when I start to navigate this podcast, and this is just me being, off the rip, but when I talk about the podcast, it's always diving a little bit deep, deeper into the past and, trying to understand who what makes them click. But you stay present. And I do like that about you. You
haven't asked that this entire conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not something that I get off the vibe and the energy, right? Let's say it's not one of those things where I, it's a talking point, but I learned a lot about you and what you've been going through and how you feel. And, we kind of riff off of that, but there's no structure to this. There's no, we need to talk about this. It's like, this is important to you. You want to get this off your chest. I mean, there's one thing I want to ask you, but I don't know if we have to talk about offline, but the state of the fruit stand is definitely important to me.
Yeah.
Because I can see how much it's dwelling on you and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about it, but it's like, why not? I guess is another thing, because it's part of mental health, and it's a big part of it. It's like, how many? Well, first of all, how many years you got left is another question. You know.
Yeah. How many years got left? I would say this is probably my last year if I don't get this promotion.
Yeah.
I've been in this role for a minute now.
Yeah.
And so if I don't get this promotion, just
peace.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Seriously. Nah, not yet.
Lithium
not yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, I mean, not to say that I'm qualified for anything else, GBH, and I think that's the hardest part too.
You've outgrown it.
Yeah.
You've outgrown your pot. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, it's and we're just, and I mean, and you're complacent. Would you say?
To a certain extent.
I'm complacent.
Yeah.
I am now. Granted.
Well, there's a difference. You got 2 kids.
Well, first of all, it's
a kid and a half, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, it pays bills.
It does.
My really development happens outside of Apple, and it always has.
Yeah.
I said it, and I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will say this: it's served its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the paycheck is nice and the benefits as well. I know that when I come to a close, it'll be sad, but I also know that the next chapter will be better for me and my family. So I'm just kind of riding it out.
Yeah.
And when I see you and I see all the joy that you bring, I'm just trying to figure out if it's more Apple or if it's more other stuff outside of it. And that's me being a homie, just trying to ask, what is that like I know that you're thinking about X, Y, and Z, and you're trying to get into this, space of storytelling with games, but are you doing anything else to not self-medicate, but just definitely work through the steps of being a better Jose every day,
I don't know. That's a loaded question, dude. It's a loaded question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get to talk to you outside. Well, when we clock out, you go to your car, I go to my car. So it's like I'm just trying to figure out if what does a Sunday look like for Jose? I guess that was a question I asked offline. So.
Well, what's the Sunday look like? It was football. Football's over.
Yeah.
It's going to be F1 starting in March.
Nice.
F1 races are on Sunday mornings.
Nice. Time difference.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough early morning. I'm not an early morning person.
Yeah.
But no, just if me and Hema are both off, we'll just maybe go to church at like 10, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, depending on how early we wake up. Yeah. 2:30 if we really wake up late. And then
catch all the stragglers. yeah.
No, so 2:30.
All the people that are hungover. 2:30
is the Spanish service.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. Also
pretty heretic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean,
no, but Sundays are pretty chill. Costco trips. We just kind of do our couple things together. If we want to go out that night for dinner, we'll go out for dinner, or maybe catch a movie. They go out with friends.
I think that's all important, dude. I think that you're absolutely right. I mean, I think that spending quality time with the missus is always a good time, but you didn't really answer my question. I mean,
yeah, that's what the Sunday was. I was telling you what the Sunday was.
Well, like. I mean, I'm in a basis of on Jose's, do you have time for yourself?
I make time for myself. Play video games. Playing Spider-Man right now. Love Spider-Man.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what does video games have a special part in your childhood, or is it something that you picked up recently? Or
no, I've always played video games. It was something that I used to do with my dad.
Yeah.
He introduced me to the first console I got was like a bootleg emulator type thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
You know what an emulator
is?
Yeah,
I know what emulator is.
Yeah. It was such a weird time because there would be these door-to-door salesmen type things in LA. And I don't know if it was just my neighborhood or the rest of the city, but they would basically pull up to our complex and they'd have a backpack with a shit ton of stuff and just go door to door and be like, hey, selling things, you want to buy anything? And it'd be like, yes, no, whatever. Yeah. And so one day my dad was like, oh, you got a game console? And he was like, yeah, look, it's got 100 and something games on it. You can just plug it in and it works. And he's like, all right, let's get it. And then we had a bunch of change in jugs of juice
Yeah.
underneath like something in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad was like, okay, well, next week we're going to need like, I don't know, $50 or some shit. So we're going to count all of the change that we have. And when the guy comes back next week, we'll go ahead and give it to him. So it took us a week to count all the change and bundle it up in little rolls and everything and deposited, took out cash.
Got a Coinstar.
Yeah.
I got you, yeah.
So we bought our first console that way, and we played Super Mario, the first one. We played through that. He liked Bomberman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ever played Bomberman?
Yeah. I think I played the 3D one, but not the
first one.
Not the first one.
The original one. That's a game.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it was fun. That was his shit.
Yeah.
My mom liked Pac-Man.
Nice.
And Galaga. So.
Are you only child?
Brother.
You have a
younger brother.
Yeah. Okay. What age do you have with that?
2 years, 3 years.
Nice.
I'm 98. He's 2000, but he's December of 2000. So 2-3 years.
Right.
Give or take.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He just turned 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. How does being a big brother, like what is that responsibility? Did you have a lot of hands on in his development growing up, or were you stayed on the realm of just being a brother, not a parent? Like, you know how like I have that problem with my my half brother, half sister. Like they're always like ask me for advice, needing help, and I'm like, I don't need to lecture you. I'm your brother. Like, I'm not your other parent.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm in that similar way. I was a shitty brother, TBH, growing up, just because, you know, it's tough when you lose your dad when you're a teenager or tween trying to grow up and develop. My mom, single parent, trying to take care of both of us. I was trying to stay out of trouble as much as I could. Yeah. Trying to stay under the radar as much as I could, just to like make things as simple as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you, if you don't mind me asking, when did you lose your dad?
I don't remember if it was 13 or 14. It was probably 13 because it was the second year in middle school. Middle school is 3 years. Middle school 3 years, right?
Middle school should be 2 years. Yeah, it should
2
be
years.
6. Yeah, then 7, 8.
At least 3 years. 6, 7, 8.
No. I'm saying 6 transitioning 7, 8. Middle school 9, 10, 11.
Your elementary school was 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My elementary school was
sorry.
It was 1 through 5.
Right.
1 through 5.
Yeah. So that makes sense. 6,
so
7,
I was
8.
a pre-K. It was pre-K, K, and then 1 through 5.
Yeah. So mine was
6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Elementary school was through 6, 7, 8, Parkside.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then, but that's,
anyway, it was second year in middle school, so 7th grade going into 8th grade. So April of whatever year that was, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's interesting because you know I've always asked that question when, you know, not always asked the question, but the idea of losing a parent early on in your life or later on in your life and the impact, right? My father. Now again, I did not lose my father, but he also left me unhoused to start a new family when I was 17. So a year before I was going to graduate. So that fucked me up like a lot because all he wanted, you know, he was near the end of my development and then he just dipped out and had another family. So I just destroyed me. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, at 13 to 14, are you still, you know, or you have a grasp of what's going on? Do you have a lot of feelings and you're just trying to be, you know, easier for your mom? Do you lash out? You know, like, it's just one of those things because I lashed out and I graduated, went to school, and then joined the military. And so it's like, you know, like I did not, I had nothing because my mom left me at 4. So it's just like I did not have a lot of family.
Is the iPad going to be a problem?
We can cut it and then we can keep going audio. Okay. But it's going to be one of those. You want to do that?
No, it's fine. It's up to you. It's your show.
I would like to cut it. We keep going.
Okay.
You want to keep going? All right, sounds good. I'm going to cut this real quick.
Yeah, did I lash out? I mean, I assume so. TBH, I assume so. He's buried in Mexico, so it's really hard to go see him. I saw him once. I saw him once in 9th grade, summer. So summer of 9th going to 10th. Yeah. I went down to Mexico for the first time, alone with my brother, and down there for a month. we spent time with my mom's side, my dad's side.
Yeah.
And when I was on my dad's side, we went to go, see him. And I was just like, all right. But I was still, kid.
Right.
And then I went back more recently with my mom. And we also spent some time on my dad's side just to go visit.
Yeah.
I broke down. Yeah. And my mom was like, yeah, it's because you never really like processed the trauma. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I was a kid when that happened.
Yeah.
And then kind of just grew up and going with the flow, going with the fear of an immigrant single mother, and a lot of that tension around the world, around the country. Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot, but even now, I don't think I still have processed it. But
no,
you didn't bring any tissues for your guest, dude. So.
No, I did not bring any tissues. I'm sorry. I honestly, one of those things that when we talk about that part, I always want to stay focused on like who you are as a person. I don't want to talk about, whatever you want to share. And I think that's. Do you have a place to be vulnerable, or do you talk to? I mean, that's another question. Yeah, too. Besides me and besides your other, significant other, like, do you talk to anybody? Do you be vulnerable with it? Do you reflect, journal?
No, never really understood how to do that. We just got a cool journal though and a cool pen. I'm gonna flip that on eBay later. Did you get that?
I did not.
The
end of the year.
The breathing one? No. Mindful Minute.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Another fruit stand.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
No. I do those because I want to flip them on eBay when I quit.
Got it.
I have a shit ton of pins.
Yeah.
I have a shit ton of little memorabilia.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I do use is a tote bag. That's a really fucking good tote bag.
The beige one.
The beige one.
Yeah, the beige
one.
I love
that tote bag. Yeah. No, I mean I have that journal. I used the journal app whenever that came out.
Periodically?
I wanted to see what it was, and then I just could never get the creative juices going to do that. I speaking vulnerably, bought a dream journal. It's just another journal, but you put dreams in it versus like whatever. And so
put dreams in it.
Yeah, you ever heard of a dream journal? So I've always been interested in this concept of lucid dreaming. Have you heard of that?
Lucid dreaming is when you can't move your body?
No, that's sleep paralysis.
Okay. What is lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming is when you're allegedly able to control your dreams, kind of like Inception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I've always been fascinated with that idea. And I've heard that the best way to lucid dream is to get a dream journal because if you write down your dreams, you can recognize patterns. And once you recognize patterns, you can kind of start to manipulate it.
I can't even remember what I did yesterday. And you're writing down dreams?
So I've only written down impactful dreams because I would feel like I could maybe turn those into stories one day. So I have a dream journal with one dream in it. Because that's the only one more recently that's like stuck with me,
Yeah. What so just again just having the space to talk to you.
Do I have the space to talk to somebody? No, I don't.
Yeah, that's
I tried I tried therapy for a minute. I was really mad when I got rear-ended once. Just because of the situation.
Yeah.
Wanted to see if therapy would help get like these like really bad negative emotions out of me.
Right.
It didn't. The therapist I had was trash. The Lyra app is trash. I've heard that from a lot of people. I experienced it myself, and it's just like, it's not good.
One experience will deter the whole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try again.
Yeah.
I mean, I might, but even then, like, it's so hard because I don't know if it's a more modern thing. Again, we're in a mental health podcast in 2026. Sites like BetterHelp have been known to be scamming. Lyra is a shit app. Like, a lot of workplaces are offering mental health solutions to continue to exploit their workers.
Yeah.
So, to me,
going
back to the topic of mental health.
But what does that look like for you? Like, I mean, like if you aren't here today, like, who would you? What does the support system look like?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Friends, family. I because I was telling this to Joe actually.
Yeah.
Because of my dad not being around, I never really had much of a family to begin with, because he was the one who introduced me to the bigger family concept, right? He was one of 12. My mom is one of 5, but all of my dad's brothers and sisters are here. My mom is here with her brother, and that's it. My mom is the middle child. My uncle is the oldest of the 5 from my mom's side. My dad of 12, they're all here. So we would be the ones to, he would be the ones to go out every weekend to so-and-so's house and hang out with them and have these big parties and try to keep the family together. But a family of 12 is, if you can imagine, a nightmare to deal with. So,
but there's also some beauty in that. I mean, there's got to be like
Sure.
some, you're like I can't wait, kinda,
Yeah.
or maybe I don't know if it's bad or negative.
No, I mean, I was a kid. I was like, I'd rather be playing video games. I'd
Okay,
rather be doing
got
other
it.
things. So it was
Got
a
it,
bit
got
of a
it.
chore.
Got it.
And I never got to appreciate that.
Chaotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then also, because that family is so big, they're also all very mature. They're also already have their own families and whatnot.
Oh, so there wasn't anyone in your age.
No.
Oh,
No.
got it. Read that as
Yeah.
you're young. It's just too many people. You'd rather not. But then if there's no one in your age, it also makes
It worse.
Yeah, it makes it worse. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was a bit of a chore to go to these people's houses,
Yeah.
but also like they were there because my dad was trying to keep the family together.
So he was the
And
glue.
then He was. Yeah. And so glue's gone.
Yeah.
Everyone goes out, and I'm sure they still talk to each other, and I'm sure they still do their things, but I'm not in that picture anymore. Neither is my mom, just because that was a whole side of us that's just no longer relevant. And then on my mom's side, again, it was just me, or it was just my uncle, who has, again, older children, who has his own family, has his own life. So we would go every once in a while to see him, but there was no one my age. There was a cousin who was my age, but she was doing XYZ because my uncle wanted her to succeed.
Right.
But now
so
she's
she was out
married.
of the picture a lot.
Yeah. But now she's married in San Diego and has a kid on the way. So, hey, that's not the life I want.
So family
Has never really been a thing for me.
Hmm.
It's never really been a concept for me. Now, my brother, for some reason, has a family concept.
Okay.
I'm glad he does. But for me, no, never been a.
What do you get concepts? So he strives to have a family, or he thinks that we have a good, or you guys have a good family relationship.
Yeah, he thinks he feels like he has a really good relationship with my mom's side of the family.
Oh, wow,
which is
okay.
amazing.
That's
it's
a good
beautiful.
thing.
Yeah.
Right, and that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry to. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to for me. I choose not to talk to my family, and that is something that I have to reflect on and make sure that I understand. Again, not everyone has the opportunity to say no to our family, so I think about that. This Christmas, I actually went to see my family that I haven't talked to in 5 years, just because I put boundaries and a mental health distance away from. And this year they wanted to see MJ, and so it was one of those things where I just said, yeah, and immediately I got caught up in all sorts of bullshit, and it was chaotic. And did I love it? Yes. Do I seeing myself stopping by again? Not really, but I love them from a distance, and that's where they stay. And when you tell me your story, I think about how there's not a lot of opportunities out there for others, and so I need to be sure to be grateful for this one. So no, thank you for even telling me that. And I think that when we talk about support system I go to therapy, and I have this podcast, and I talk to amazing people on the show. And
do you pay for your therapist?
No. See, there you go. So that's another thing that people don't know.
Do you not have Kaiser?
I have the VA, military vet. So exactly. So when I have those opportunities and I don't see the gratefulness about it, I don't count my blessings, then I feel like a piece of shit. And I'm not saying that you do that or whatever, but I'm saying I have to take a minute to understand how blessed I am in this world. Now, going back into it, I do therapy. I talk to Van regularly. We have we overshare and over communicate just because we both have separate traumas. And so that is another thing that we don't talk about as males is who do we have? If we have everybody, who has us, right? And there's no easy days.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you get to be vulnerable? I guess that's really, because my follow up, and you're okay, and look, you and I have this great relationship where you make me uncomfortable, but that also means that I'm not thinking about, no, that's good. Because you also make me feel like I'm not thinking about the bigger picture, or you always go against the grain.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. I love that about you. I never got defensive of like, well, fuck Jose, because he always like, always contradicts me, or, there's hypocrisy or whatever. You've always challenged me, and you've always made me think, and you've provoked thought, and I always walk away with like, yeah, I could, and I should, and I will. Everything that you shared today, and again, we haven't dove deep into the mental health part of it, but everything that you've shared today, there is some part of you that has not completed something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where that stems from. I'm not your fucking therapist or whatever. I'm not your psychiatrist, but the way that you approach things is that you have an idea that you want to dive into. You have some sort of passion. You are actively seeking the education to, support that. And then you somehow, and that's the whole thing that when you said it's like your worst enemy, your worst enemy. Yeah. So I don't know.
I'm pretty self-aware about that too.
Yeah, and I'm not here to. But by the way, no, I'm not here to say that. But it's just like, what? And I guess that circles back to what are some steps that are we in a space where we're trying to get out of that? Like, are we taking medicine? Do we do any of these things to? Yeah.
No.
And you're not. Open.
It's maybe it is complacency, but maybe I don't know. I really don't know. I can think about the last time I guess I felt motivated to do something to completion was to get out of CC, but that was to get into Cal. But then even then, like, Cal was expensive, so there's that. I'm really into golf right now.
Nice.
I love golfing.
Yeah.
I love the idea of getting better. I love the idea of working towards something, which is why I love the sport.
Yeah. We should do it.
Golf? You golf?
No, I don't. But I've been on Joe's podcast. I haven't been on Joe's podcast, but I've watched his podcast, and it's like, and also had Joe on the podcast as well. And his love letter to golf, it's meaningful. It's beautiful. He owes it something, and I think that and also, why the fuck not? Like, I don't have, I'm not playing a sport, so it's like, might as well try it. And especially with you and Joe, like, I don't think that there's gonna be any high expectations on that side, but yeah, no, and so you're doing golf, and so you just want to be steady at it. I think it's just consistency. Yeah, and
so maybe there's something there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so far there's a limit, because even Joe still says that there isn't a limit to how much better you can be. There is no.
Oh yeah.
I guess there is the best, because they have tournaments every year to find the best. But like, it's you versus yourself.
Yeah, from what I've from what I've watched. Yeah, it's like at least from what Joe has explained, it's really it's you and the shots that you make, the power, the input, the thought process. It's all you. Yeah, and that's definitely not a team sport. Maybe? No, it's not a team sport. And I would love to hopefully have a different conversation next time that we get on this podcast and kind of figure out what that looks like, because I do want that for you. I think that as your friend, I think that as your coworker, but someone that does care about you and Emma. I would wish that you had spaces to talk about what is going on with you, and maybe I can do more. Maybe I should be doing more. I'm your friend. I should be checking up on you. And are you scared of the failure? Is that something that you've explored? You've had a lot of trials and then a lot of failures. Is that something you just can't take another failure? Or maybe, I don't know.
No, I think it's complacency, TBH. Yeah. I think
so
if I were to put something out there, it would be like a good enough, and I would think that the good enough is like good, And that's why I don't continue these things, because I want them to be better than good enough. Because I can think of any previous like school project where I was like on a deadline and I would complete an idea from start to finish. And I would think like, no, there's so much more that I could do, but I'm out of time. So this is good enough. And then I'll post it and get a good grade or whatever, because I know that.
So you've only got by that, yeah.
Yeah, because I know that the amount of effort and work that I'm putting into it, by the time it's done, it's good enough. But I've put in so much work to get to there.
What's something that you've put out that's just like that's my not my masterpiece, but like that's like a better than good enough, I guess.
Better than good enough? I don't know. I don't think I've ever done something better than good enough. I don't think I've committed to something. I mean, not to say that the podcast that I had was good enough, but I really enjoyed those conversations. I really enjoyed just like that forum and having to communicate with 3 folks just to like talk about something that we all enjoyed or all experienced. And then just like you said, those conversations are just very natural and very just kind of out there. And I would feel good about putting that out there, because that's just a good conversation that I would have. But again, to me, it's if you're putting something out there, you're putting a piece of yourself out there. And maybe that's the more scary piece, because I can put something out there, polish it up to be good enough to where it won't come back to me, if that makes sense.
It's like a defense mechanism.
Maybe.
Shield.
Probably.
Interesting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I probably should go to therapy, but
no,
Lyra's trash, and Kaiser's gonna fill me up with meds, from what I hear. And I don't want to pay for a therapist because, expenses, dude. It's
look, again, it's the same tale. It's a vicious cycle. As much as I learned, again, what I said offline was, as much as I learn about you, I learned a lot about myself. And, it's a humbling experience to,
hey, at least you're not this dipshit.
No.
I got a house and 2 kids.
No. I want a
brand new car.
No, it's a lease. I just want.
Who's Elise?
Yeah, bad. Yeah, man. Every time that I have a guest and we talk, and there's things that we share, I'm always left with. And again, I'm not a fucking superhero, but it's like I'm left with. Well, yeah, I should. I pray, right? I'm really tapped into my faith, and I'm very optimistic, and I really believe that my path is already set. I just have to trust in the process and God and self, but yeah, and I pray for others, and I just want the best for you, and so that's like, thank you for obviously sharing that with me, but it's also when I hear that, well, because so before this, I was in my own, I fell from the heavens. I wasn't the best person in the world. Obviously, my careers have failed. I've hit my rock bottom during COVID. I've separated from relationships, and it wasn't the best. And, I eczema on my face. I started working at the fruit stand. It's just like this whole, like, you never know how it plays out. And when I started understanding that all the pain, all the hurt, all the loss, all of it had to happen for me to get here, you start looking back and I'm like, okay, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to even breathe, right? Because then it becomes the smaller things, right? To move my body. And when I hear that it's just a complacency, right? You're comfortable, and you yourself have not growing. I want to hear. I just want to hear different things from you. So that's where I'm coming from. That's it's not, and that's my shed of light. That's my opinion. I mean, again, I'm not in control of your feelings. You're not in control of mine. But it's like I want the best for you. I love you, dude. Obviously, and it's just like
gay.
Yeah. On a homosexual way. But it's just like, yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you want that for your homie? Right, the best version of themselves. And so when I think about what 2026 looks like, I think about, let's put that script together. Let's lock in, But I just want to hear it from your. I mean, do you? What is the biggest obstacle? I guess that's stopping you. The biggest.
Oh, myself. There's the will and there's the skill. Shout out to Rodney.
Yeah.
It's not the skill. I think I have the skills. A lot of it is the will. I think. I'm just going with the flow, dude. And it's complacency, and that's my horoscope. Going back to deep cut at the beginning of the episode. I don't know if that recorded actually.
That was the
that
test.
was the test. Oh, never mind.
I mean,
that cut the reference.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just there's the will and there's the skill. I think I'm spent all this time doing a bunch of these skills, and it just comes down to the will of it. And as long as if you're not the one to have the will, then you're not really going to change. And you can have all these people telling you, hey, do this, hey, do that, hey, push. But if you're not the one to do it, then you're not going to do it. You know, you can lead a horse to water type shit.
Yeah, but they don't drink it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's a hopelessness because of attacking Venezuela. And
dude, like when you sat in this chair, right?
Yeah.
Like it's my job to hear this story, hear a story,
yeah.
Right. And I was chipping away from, this block. And like, that's why I was wondering if you felt the weight of the fruit stand, if you're feeling the weight of our social situation. I was trying to figure that out. Right. And then you brought up that you're like, oh, you never talked about my past. And I was just like, well, I don't, it's just like, I want to know how you are right now. And then we'll find some baseline. But it is important, bro. You're a complex human being. And I enjoy that because what we said offline, what the basis of this conversation is that I gravitate towards a little crazy, bro. I gravitate towards a little grit and a little abstract because it evolves and I get to witness the evolution. But to have this conversation 3-4 years down the road, knowing how much passion you can unlock, yeah, I just want the best for you, and I'm praying that we can unlock that this year. And I'm manifesting in whatever gay horoscope that is, but it's something I want for you, man. And I'm not trying to big brother you. I'm just like, this is my genuine like thoughts for you.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, and I appreciate that. And you're not the first one to say that.
Okay, great.
It's just
Thank God. It's okay. No, and I don't know if someone tapped in with you and told you how much you again, when you talk, people listen, and it's an important thing to say. And you're absolutely right. The complacency haunts me. It's haunting you clearly, and you said that you're. I mean, fuck, dude. Is your kettle about to boil over? I don't know. Yeah. So, I mean, you already called it quits. I mean, you got it on tape now. So you got So I mean, it's just one of those things, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna go shoot up a school or anything.
Why not? Yeah.
I mean, did you see they just they might repeal the open carry laws here in California? Ruled it unconstitutional. So
I mean,
what does that say?
Look, I mean, it's not. First of all, it's not a perfect system. I think that how long have we been living like that for?
In California? I'm not sure.
That's right. So it's like when we start to take off the layers, right? We start to understand like, oh, this is how the rest of the world lives, and or not the rest of the world, but like the rest of the country lives. We're going to expose a different side of.
Is that how the rest of the country lives?
I mean, Arizona, Texas, Georgia. I mean, I don't know if that's the rest of the world, but I mean, it's
those
just
are
like,
all southern states.
Yeah, I mean, they're not liberal states for sure. Yeah.
There's at least 47 more states.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that like, yeah, you'll see once you start taking away those not rules, but those things in place, we'll see where we're headed.
Yeah, and
that's gonna unlock another chapter in where we're at. But I don't know if the question was, do I find it unconstitutional or not, or whatever. It's
no. I was just referencing another current event.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's your take on it? Do you like that or no?
I don't know. I don't think so. The weirdest feeling I had was going to Texas and seeing someone walking around with an AR. That was weird.
AR is crazy.
That was weird.
Open AR is crazy. That part is that's wild. Holster, judging people by the personality,
like
abiding citizen with a open carry.
Yeah.
I lived in Texas and I lived in Georgia. I saw it. Like I've been around the people that do it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
We are not in Red Dead Redemption anymore. We're in 2026.
Yeah.
We're in a modern society. I think,
Yeah.
and Europeans are gonna, talk trash on us. At least our schools don't look like Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah, shipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes, it's great that we are allowed to have guns. I mean, I would love to own a gun.
Yeah.
They're just expensive. TBH, I would love to own guns. I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah, $499
Yeah.
price tag for a Glock 17 ends up being $1,000. So heads
Yeah.
up for people that do not know taxes in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're expensive.
Yeah.
And it would be great to go out and shoot them, and recreationally, a great time. A great time.
Oh yeah. Some people, yeah.
But we're not in cowboy time. You're not going to get your car jacked going down the street to the liquor store, right?
Well, then you have to take an approach of, what happened with the mass shooting in Sydney, Australia, and what happened with their government and closing all the ports and really locking down the ports to all foreign or cargo ships coming in with firearms and really locking that down. And it's only things that we can control. We can only control the borders of the other states that we are next to. And so when we want to take that approach of no weapons at all, well then we're becoming London, England, Sydney, Australia, or Australia in general. Japan, where and there's still bad people in those states and countries, but they don't have access to guns, and so now we have another problem. So
they have a better maybe grip on mental health, social norms.
Yeah,
the Japanese shame culture kind of really puts away to that, but they have another problems. Like no one's perfect.
Of course,
no one's perfect. Everyone's perfectly imperfect.
No way.
Shout out to Rodney. Rodney knows his shit.
Yeah.
You should get Rodney on here.
I'm hoping that he'll shed some light, dude.
Yeah,
I'm hoping he'll shed some light.
But I don't know how we got started talking about guns.
Well, we're talking about how we're gonna take away the open gun carry and how you feel about it. And then we're talking about, well, if we want to get to a place where we really truly want to have no guns, we have to take all the historical events of Australia and England, European, and where in Japan, where we take away all the guns, but then there's still downsides to it. And which circles back to what I was saying, was if we bring back guns, we will see a different California. Yeah. And we will.
No, for sure.
And I think that, do I get scared because I have two little ones here and
1.5
right now baking? That's not a good feeling. But does everyone exercise their right? Absolutely. Did I fight for that? Is there a bigger scale? Maybe. I think that when MJ grows up and my little one grows up, there's a big opportunity and a big responsibility on my end to expose them to the harm of the world and then allow them to make a decision. Because I recently, when my first year with MJ, and I realized that I was hiding her from a lot of scary things. And just because I know the intention and the motive, and that's not right. Right. I think that a lot of people, especially people that they are hidden from the world. They end up finding out the world, and they lash out, or they kind of do something with that. And I think that it's my responsibility to expose them to the world, and then have them and talk about it in an open manner. Something that we don't really exercise a lot, because we as parents think that we know the best, and it's not fair either. So obviously, like, eating food is the best thing. But anyways,
no, I mean, it's an interesting perspective shift, right? Because when you're growing up, you're just like, man, fuck my parents, blah blah blah. But then you get to their age and you're like, damn, what the fuck,
Like, but also I didn't have an open communication with my parents. So they didn't talk to me about anything. They just said, this is bad, this is good, don't do that, don't do that. And I was like, okay. But also, like, I think it's for any opinion on anything.
I mean, but not to get into parent talk, but you didn't get to have a conversation with your parent, but at the same time, you're not going to understand because you're you're quite literally like under development.
Right. No, I get you.
Right.
But it's also like when I walk, if the opportunity opposes and we're, for example, we're going to ice skating rink in, the garden, anyways, whatever, that garden in downtown SF.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Union Square.
Yeah, Union Square. And then we're parked 2 blocks away, and then we walk past homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
And MJ asks us what that is.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, I'm not, yeah. It's just one of those things where we just have to have that conversation. And of course, like, she's undeveloped. But I mean, if she asks, I will tell her, and we'll have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the goods, the bads, and why and how. And hopefully that, MJ will be in a place where it's like, that's not foreign to me. I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about gun violence, when I think about the strains of the world, she will ask questions and we will figure it out together, or we will find out, some sort of truth in between that too. So, but yeah, I mean, that's something that I've been struggling with. Is just one thing is about mental health in my family. It's just like I've getting 5 years of not seeing my family, and then MJ's only 2 years old now, and so it's like
2 years.
And so it's like I've hidden my daughter away from my crazy, chaotic, mental health instituted family. But also it's not fair for my daughter to not see that and not understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then later she'll have questions, and later she'll make some resentment.
Yeah, make your own opinions.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I have to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to pretend like I'm a perfect parent. Obviously, even what you said, 2 kids with a family and a house all came at a price.
Mm-hmm.
It took not a chunk of my brain, but it's a lot of sacrifice, right?
Mm-hmm.
It hurt a lot. And so now I'm going through my steps to reclaim some sort of, not normalcy, but some sort of, well, fuck, I lost a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it was me, I'd be in a different place, right? COVID. If it was me, I'd still be in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all that hurt, all that pain, it led to this moment. And so I can't be mad at that. So, someone's watching over me. So I hope that, I think, my angel has no more fucking feathers anymore, bro. They have gray hairs, bro. So, man. It's always interesting to have you on, man. I think that we will spend more time in the future. I want you back on the podcast. I'm glad that we got to get this early on.
Another day like this, dude. Rain, no traffic, weekend. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah.
30-something minutes, empty streets. Oof.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Beautiful drive here.
King tide, bro. Just the water overspilling into the bay.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I think that's like global warming or some shit like that. They've been talking about that for a couple of years. I don't really know.
That's not real, dude.
That's not real. Greta Thunberg is still yapping her fucking breath. Yeah. Thanks for being here, man. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks
I think
for the invite.
Yeah, I think that
it's a great journey. This is a great journey.
Yeah.
Great conversation. Yeah.
I hope that you see it as a checkpoint. I hope that you're like, I think that, it, I don't want to say set the tempo, but, maybe it creates some sort of pace, for you in this new year. And I hope that it unlocks something. I mean, do you drive out of here and you say, hey, let's start that script?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man. I mean, we can get the pieces. Logistically, we have it all there. It's just we need a storyteller. No, because we can get talent.
Yeah.
Talent, you can get talent anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can get that emotion on camera.
Yeah.
But what story do you want to tell? And I think that might be the biggest obstacle, but also that might be the most rewarding thing.
Yeah.
And we can continue it and put something out there that might be good enough.
No, I mean, during the first break, I was really inclined to share with you the treatment that I had, but I decided to put the phone away. So,
yeah,
I'm still on board with that decision of putting the phone away. So, I'll get home, and if I can find it, I'll send it to you if you don't mind. Maybe work on it some more before I send it to you. See, there it is again. Making sure it's not good enough.
Ah, yes, man.
Yeah. Because I don't remember where I left it, but I remember that the bulk of what I wanted to discuss is on there. It's just
I think that you finish it soon, or you write up a scene, or you look at that treatment and be like, oh, this is going to be awesome, because you put me in Mark at least knows what he's doing, and you put us together with the will and the want to put something for our reels and to make something beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So maybe this might be the jump start. So I'm glad to have you here, man. I hope that you get home safe. I think that we'll have you for the next one. I'm really optimistic to see where this podcast goes, and you've always been, talking about podcasts. You were a big part of the podcast trial and error that I went through, and so now that I'm here and now it's a solo show, I just can't wait to kind of show you where we end up at. So thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Drive safe, yeah? All right. Sound is